Yeah. And JC.
All right, you ready?
Yep.
Hello, everyone. It's KSKO Program Director Paul Walker. I am here with Zach, and we are here to talk about mental health, well-being, and other stuff that we face in Bush, Alaska. And Zach, some people might know you for something else.
Yeah, well, I play bass in a band called Portugal the Man. That is my main job. However, we haven't been touring around for the last couple of years, so we've been doing a lot more fun things for us. And we started the PTM Foundation, and which is elevating Indigenous rights and music education, health and wellness, mental health and wellness, and basically just anything we're interested in. We just come up with an excuse in the foundation to help, and it helps keep us organized because we're idiots.
How important is mental health, and especially in Bush, Alaska, I find it to be even more important because for 6 months out of the year, we're kind of isolated because of winter. So why is that so important, especially in remote Alaska?
Well, I'm learning because as most people that grew up in Alaska, you don't really go to the doctor unless there's a bone sticking out of your skin. I wasn't really grown up. I had a wonderful childhood, amazing parents, but I wasn't exactly encouraged to, talk about feelings, things that hurt me. And I've gone pretty dark before. And so from personal experience, I know how it is up here. I know that luckily I like, metal and darkness and cold. So I was fine, but I know that the seasonal depression here can be extremely serious and all the isolation like you were talking about. And so we're trying to get rid of the stigma and just like trying to get people to open up and talk about these things and make them normal because they are.
And one thing I like to say, and I talk about it on the radio, it is okay to not be okay and need help.
Oh, it totally is. And to ask for help. I recently just asked for help for the first time in my life. I've got one of those mentalities too. Recently, I'm very good friends with my neighbors. My singer and longtime best friend lives 4 minutes from me. I got like a big tool chest from Home Depot. I went home and instead of asking for help, I built a ramp so I could pull it out myself and not inconvenience anybody. Now I'm a little bit proud of that being from Alaska. I like the self-resourcefulness. However, the juice isn't worth the squeeze. Let's just ask somebody for help. And here, I think it's very relatable because the communities are so tight. Your neighbors are so tight. It's not just a cup of sugar neighbor. It's like, Hey man, the generator's out, like life or death. And everyone helps people here and they're totally okay with helping them in any situation. Don't be afraid to ask for help because of something you're feeling, because that is more real than anything,
What are some of the other issues related to Bush, Alaska that you're a big believer in supporting? What other issues are we facing out here?
I mean, climate change. Actually, we're here to learn. And so I'm from Alaska. I am of Alaska and for Alaska, though I lived in Wasilla. I'm a city boy, And so I am out here to listen and learn and to ask those questions. But as far as we've been interviewing a lot of people in Anchorage, a lot of organizations, a lot of very smart, very passionate people. And we have learned so much that just you don't know. And our whole job with our foundation is we see people doing good things. We see people that need help. We hear an amazing story that needs to be shared. And we're rock and rollers, man. We just turn up the volume. And so we're out here to, I wasn't planning on being interviewed while I was out because we're planning on doing interviews. So first of all, thank you for having me too. This place is amazing. And, I just want to say thank you for being a musician and an artist for spreading the thing that I love around rural Alaska.
You want to take a record home with you?
I might just do that, but I will send out a lot more. And, for every one I take, I will send back 10.
And what are you hoping to achieve and do with the information and the interviews you gather while you're here in Alaska?
Mainly raise awareness and just find out what people need, because we've seen a lot of it. There's a lot of people that want to help, and then there's a lot of people that do want to help or say they're going to help and make it really difficult. And there's a lot of things, maybe the federal government. And when we're talking to friends in coastal communities, especially that are just dealing with climate change for no fault of their own. I don't think the emissions out in Shishmaref are that crazy. I don't know. That's an assumption by me, but I can't imagine that the big industry out there is too rough on the environment. But like villages are slipping into the ocean, and it is terrifying. And so there's people that will help, but a lot of times it's a Band-Aid and it's not preventative, and they're not thinking long term. And we waste so many resources and make things so difficult to get basic human needs. And I've been living out of Alaska for a while now, and I travel around a lot, and we take a lot of things for granted. Running water, for instance. And I just know that until you haul your own water, you just like don't know how difficult things can be, and starting off your day like that. And so we're just trying to share stories and make people realize and help people kind of fill in the gaps where people could use a hand. There's people willing to give a hand, but we need to listen, and we need to know what people ask for, because we don't know. A lot of people from the city, we have no idea what's going on out here. So that's the point of this mission, I do believe.
If people want to learn more about what you guys do and they want to help, how can they get a hold of the organization?
Yeah, we are PTMFoundation.org. We got a .org, and we've always been wanting to. We're helpful and we're curious souls, and we've always loved doing that. And we just started saying yes to a ton of things, and it was difficult for everybody to keep up on what we were doing, and we all had to be there. We've got a director, we've got a bunch of volunteers, we've got a bunch of amazing board members. Don Reardon, local Alaskan author and just amazing guy. He is on our board of advisors. And he set this whole thing up. He flew out with us today. Thank you, Ryanair. And yeah, we just, we're letting voices be heard. We're sharing stories. We're storytellers ourselves. And it's not like the things we talk about come just, out of the ether. We learn from people.
Who do you want to thank for helping make this little tour around Alaska possible?
Oh, absolutely. Well, the PTM Foundation set it up. Let's see, the ANTHC, Hanif, and all the donors that help contribute to this project. Ryanair for sure, Don Reardon, Dennis Davis, Amy and Chica Spark. There's too many. I'm forgetting a lot, but yeah, and thank you to the people of Alaska and the indigenous peoples of Alaska. Thank you for sharing this beautiful place with me, and thank you for letting me make a home here. We appreciate it.
Thank you for talking to me today, Zach.
Thank you.